Hey guys, it's me, the Scott Diesel, and today I'm going to share with you my top 3 dream cars as a crappy mechanic. As many of you know, I like to work on the crappy nostalgic cars of the past, like this 2004 Buick Park Avenue. There are a lot of other channels working on abandoned Lamborghinis and fancy Mercedes-Benzes that have the timing chains going out, all that stuff. There's not a whole lot on these cars, which I genuinely enjoy working on a lot more and driving. But alas, as much as I love this old Buick, it's not one of my dream cars. You can find the most expensive car I dream of on Facebook Marketplace for under 25 grand. That number 1 dream car is a 2014 Audi RS5, but I'd be just as happy with an RS7 of the same generation too. Despite the low used price tag, you still kind of need to be rich to own this car. Between the timing chains going bad and the pretty much endless list of other problems that happen with this car, they all cost a fortune, and the actual price you pay for this thing is going to skyrocket every year that you own it. But none of that can cancel out the fact that it is, in my humble opinion, one of the best designed sedans ever made. The 4.2-liter V8 in those vehicles creates one of the best orchestras of sounds I've ever heard. And they just don't make cars like that anymore. It's all a twin-turbo V6 that doesn't sound even half as good, but costs like 5 times more. Out of all the cars I could bring to car shows and that I myself enjoy seeing at car shows, those have got to take the cake. And make no mistake, I've come this close to buying one of those for many years now, but the risk and high cost of maintenance on it for where I'm at in life right now just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Which brings me, of course, to my number 2 dream car, for which the grand total drops all the way down to an average of around $3,000. I'm not kidding, guys. I really do just like working on cheap, crappy cars of the past. And that dream car is, in fact, the 2004 Hyundai Tiburon. They go for nearly the same price as my number 3 dream car, which is really telling of just how unreliable and poorly made the vehicle actually was. I actually owned a Tiburon back in college. It had the 3-liter V6 motor that was in the GT variety, which made about 200 horsepower. For a college kid, that felt pretty good. But the car itself was so unrefined. I honestly think that driving over potholes in that thing is more responsible for all the back problems I have now than my job in software is. It had problems pretty much all the time. One time in a blizzard, the windshield wipers just randomly stopped working, and I had to stick my head out of the window in a blizzard because I couldn't see anything. It ran super rough by the time I traded it in, and I didn't have the money back in college to fix all those problems. Heck, I couldn't even get in the vehicle most of the time because the door handles kept breaking off all the time. But that just doesn't change the fact that I loved the looks of it. It was a very unique looking car. You compare it to the Mitsubishi Eclipse and other cars of the time, nowhere near as cool. And if I find one, I'm gonna spring the money on it. Which brings me to my 3rd and final dream car, one of the earliest and crappiest vehicles I ever owned. It is the 1998 Chevy Cavalier. There is no greater prize for me on this channel to attain that precise generation of Chevy Cavalier. It's, of course, the predecessor of one of the worst modern vehicles that's ever been released, the Chevy Cruze. I had a flip phone when I owned my Chevy Cavalier, and not 1 red cent for gas or automotive repairs. At one point, I slid into a ditch on some ice and dented in the entire front bumper of it. And when they towed it out, the whole thing just popped right back out. It was a poor man's Toyota Prius. It got like 35 miles a gallon. The clamshell seats were some of the most uncomfortable I've ever sat in a vehicle. It had absolutely no technology or interior amenities to speak of, and absolutely everything was the cheapest possible plastic that you could make a car out of. Most of the ones you find on Marketplace today, the dashboards are completely splitting apart. Everything's broken and squeaks. The vents are all missing. I found a wrecked one at a pick and pull recently and sat in it just to remember the good times. And I was reminded how not good it was. A few small things did break on the car while I owned it, but everything was dirt cheap to get fixed even at a mechanic. And of course, that's the car I traded for the even worse Hyundai Tiburon. Getting to own a Cavalier again would feel like redemption. At the time, I really wanted to learn how to fix everything that was broken on it, but I didn't have the time or the money or the courage as a college student to even attempt doing any of the repairs myself. Here at Scott Diesel Garage, the dream is to find that car and prove that I have what it takes now to make it run like brand new. But until that day comes, we'll go ahead and finish up this Buick and get it back out on the road and running brand new itself. I'll see you guys then. Scott Diesel, out.